ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്തോ മൊത്തം ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്തോ Sister,
A very good morning to all assembled here. Respected Sister Leo, our school manager, respected Sister Alice, our principal, and rest of the school management members, teachers, and my dear friends. Welcome to all. Every auspicious occasions begin with a prayerful moment. Let me invite Chinju of class 11 for the prayerful tea. I request all of you to stand up and join the prayer.
നിന്നെ വിളിച്ചിടുന്നു അൻപോടെ കീർത്തനമേ എൻ്റെ അജന കൈക്കൊള്ളണേ കുഞ്ഞിക്കാരൻ കൂപ്പി നാഥ നിന്നെ വിളിച്ചിടുന്നു അൻപോടെ കീർത്തനമേ എൻ്റെ അജന കൈക്കൊള്ളണേ എല്ലാ കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങളെയും ഇന്നും നല്ല കാത്തിടണേ മാതാപിതാക്കൾക്കും നിന്റെ കാവല് കിട്ടിടണേ എല്ലാ കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങളെയും ഇന്നും നല്ല കാത്തിടണേ മാതാപിതാക്കൾക്കും നിന്റെ കാവല് കിട്ടിടണേ കുഞ്ഞിക്കരം കൂപ്പി നാഥ നിന്നെ വിളിച്ചിടുന്നു അൻപോടെ കേൾക്കണമേ എൻ്റെ അജന കൈക്കൊള്ളണേ അൻപോടെ കേൾക്കണമേ എൻ്റെ അജന കൈക്കൊള്ളണേ.
May I invite Reverend Sister Annie, our very dear principal, to say a few words.
Good morning to all of you. Respected Sister Manager, CEO, sisters, teachers, and elected or selected parliamentarians and ministers and the political party, all those things we said. Yesterday, I was so happy after seeing the arrangements. I came here after the arrangements. Akshit sir, then Radha Miss, along with the student representatives, made a beautiful arrangement. There, the thing came to my mind is nothing. The school value is to all. Hard work, humility, and originality. All the three things came to my mind, and always is there in my mind, never the hard work will be vain. So yesterday's hard work will be going to be fruitful. Today, Sister Nisha is here with the live. She has already sent the link to all the class WhatsApp groups. Maybe some of them will be watching or later will be watched. And it's quite interesting. And ruling party, there should be opposition parties, isn't it, for criticism. Here today, argument will be there. Yesterday's practice was told. It's really interesting, sister. Definitely argument will be there. Opposing party will be telling some criticism and all those things, whatever it may be, my dear sister. Here, what you have to imbibe is this: the value, the light of democracy. Indian democracy is really famous, world famous, isn't it? And India's difference in diversity. Diversity, but at the same time in the diversity, different language, different culture, different ruling parties. But beautiful is the unity of India. Okay, so learn from here the light of democracy. And end of my introduction, I would like to tell you, if there is crown is, if there is crown is with cross. കുരിശ് ഇല്ലാതെ കിരീടമില്ല. കുരിശില്ലാതെ, കുരിശ് in the sense sacrifice, hard work, everything. If you do hard work, sacrifice, anything, definitely there will be success. Crown is a symbol of success and cross is a symbol of what? Hard work, tyagam, everything. So may God bless you to imbibe the proper light of democracy from this situation. May God bless you.
Thank you, sister, for your words of encouragement. Good morning, everybody.
Myself Shubha.
And I am Karthik. Mock parliament is an educational process to help students understand the working of the government in a democratic country. We, the students of class 9 and 11, are very enthusiastic to participate in the mock parliament held as a part of the British Council activity.
First, let's talk about the meaning of parliament. A parliament is an assembly of the representatives of a political nation. The Parliament of India is the supreme legislative body of the Republic of India. It is a bicameral legislature composed of President and the two houses, namely Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The picture you are seeing here is a parliament building located in New Delhi, India's capital.
Now, let us talk about the history of our parliament. The building was designed by British architects Sir Edward Lutyens and Sir Herbert Baker and was constructed between 1921 and 1927. Following the end of British rule in India, it was taken over by the Constitutional Assembly and then by the Indian Parliament once India's constitution came into force in 1950. The picture, in black and white, is taken on the occasion of the first sitting of Parliament in 1952.
Now about Lok Sabha, which is also known as the House of People. It is composed of representatives of the people. The Lok Sabha is the lower house of India's bicameral parliament. The picture here is taken inside the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha's floor is green in color, which represents that India is an agricultural land and the people here are elected from the grassroots level.
The maximum strength of the House, envisaged by the Constitution, is 552, which is made up by election up to 530 members to represent the states, up to 20 members to represent the Union territories. Between 1952 and 2020, 2 additional members of the Anglo-Indian community were also nominated by the President of India, which was abolished in January 2020 by the 104th Constitutional Amendment Act 2019. Now, the Lok Sabha has a seating capacity of 550. The majority of the members in the Lok Sabha from the ruling party. The current ruling party is Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP).
The members of Lok Sabha are elected by being voted upon by all the other citizens of India who are above the age of 18 on the basis of universal adult suffrage. These members hold their seats for a period of 5 years. The Lok Sabha can also be dissolved by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha is the presiding officer and the highest authority of the Lok Sabha. The Speaker is elected generally in the first meeting of the Lok Sabha. The current Speaker of Lok Sabha is Shri Om Birla.
Now, let's discuss the role of money bill and budget in Lok Sabha. Money bills are bills related to finance. It can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha by a minister. It is passed by the Lok Sabha and sent to the Rajya Sabha. The Union budget is an annual financial statement which contains the estimates of the expenditures of the Union government for a new financial year, that is, from April 1 onwards. The Finance Minister presents before the Lok Sabha the Union budget. Our Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharam presented the budget for 2021 this year before the Lok Sabha.
Now, let's talk about Rajya Sabha, which is also known as the Council of States. It is of the parliament. As shown in this picture, Rajya Sabha's floor is red in color, which means royalty and also tells about the sacrifice done by a freedom fighter. It has a maximum membership of 245, of which 233 are elected by the legislatures of states and union territories using single transferable votes through open ballot. The other 12 members are appointed by the president for their contributions to art, science, literature, etc.
The Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. The members of the Rajya Sabha are elected for a period of 6 years. Unlike Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha is not subjected to resolution. The Vice President of India is the ex-officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Sri Venkaiah Naidu is the current Vice President and hence the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Besides the chairman, there is also a position called leader of the house. Sri Piyush Goyal is the current leader of house. There is also a leader of opposition. Sri Mallikarjun Kharge is our current leader of opposition.
Now, about the role of money bill in Rajya Sabha. A money bill can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha by a minister and only on the recommendation of the President of India. When the Lok Sabha passes a money bill, then the Lok Sabha sends the money bill to the Rajya Sabha for 14 days, during which it can make recommendations or not.
About the appointment of Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. The President appoints the Prime Minister, who is either the leader of the majority party or a person who is able to win the confidence of the House. Sri Narendra Modi is our current Prime Minister. The Council of Ministers are appointed by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister. They, along with the Prime Minister, form 15% of the entire strength of Lok Sabha.
Now, this mock parliament helps students to get an insight into the functioning of the parliament, consider public issues, form their own opinions, take decisions themselves, thus making a holistic development of an individual.
You will be spellbound to see the leaders of the ruling party and the opposition take part in the question of discussion, etc. So come on folks, here we present the mock parliament.
Over to the speaker to conduct the proceedings of the House.
Thank you.
I hereby begin this session with the question hour.
Respected and Honorable Speaker, will the Minister of Home Affairs be pleased to state whether the government has any statistics regarding number of cross-border drug smuggling cases registered by the security forces or by any agencies in the country? If so, the details of such cases reported in the country during the last 5 years and state-wise both.
I invite the Minister of Home Affairs to speak.
Respected Speaker, the National Crime Record Bureau publishes data related to case registered under the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985, which includes cross-border drug smuggling cases. As per the latest data published by the NCRB, the statewide details of cases registered under the Act during 2016-2020 is as the next one.
Sir, whether the government's decision to enhance the jurisdiction of border security force in border states will help to reduce the cross-border smuggling of drugs? If so, details and thereof.
The extension in territorial jurisdiction of BSF in some states is aimed at empowering the BSF to discharge its border guarding duties more effectively in the wake of new technology like drones, UAVs, etc.
Can you please mention its steps?
The following measures have been taken to prevent the smuggling: detailed vulnerability mapping of border, deployment of additional manpower, special surveillance equipment, round-the-clock surveillance of the border through patrolling, laying nakas, installation of border fence and floodlights, introduction of force multipliers, high technology surveillance equipment such as handheld thermal images, night vision device, NOROS, BSSR, and unmanned aerial vehicles, etc. Upgradation of intelligence network and sanitation of field formation, conduct of special operations along the border and adjoining areas, establishment of observation posts, area domination patrols along the border, use of watercraft and boats for domination of riverbed areas along the international border, etc.
7. Currently in India, there are about 2,58,883 jailed under trials in India, of which NDP's Act alone accounts for 27,072 prisoners, among 71,513 under trials jailed under special and local cases, 41,985 or 58.7% are under laws related to liquor and narcotic drugs. There are only a few from this list that is weighted to the example for the failure of the ministry. That is the release of big criminals from this case. Do you have any answer for that?
We have set up various education programs for teenagers and adults to prevent them from coming into drugs, and we have a very strong anti-narcotics cell. Due to their action, we were even able to track down the actions of drug smugglers all over the nation, including the son of Shah Rukh Khan, which we recently arrested. So we are working towards making India an anti-narcotic country. It is a progression and we will reach there eventually.
Sir, can she give an example for an explanation for drug handling within the doctors of medical college, which is harm to the people there?
The Prime Minister will be answering to that question.
Hello, we have set up narcotic cells at medical colleges and other doctors. We have also set up many. We are running searches in every places and have captured some or arrested some narcotic users. This is we are slowly progressing to anti-narcotic India, where the narcotics have been used lesser and lesser. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, ministers.
Respected and honorable Speaker, will the Minister of Defence be pleased to state that why is India always being the target point of China and Pakistan?
The Minister for Defence.
Respected Speaker, the India-Pakistan-China triangle is mired in a convoluted history of unresolved border disputes with military confrontations between India and China at the line of actual control and India and Pakistan at the line of control. The military dimension of this triangle evolved in the years after the 1962 Sino-Indian border war.
Sir, history is known to everyone. We want the present situation.
Wait, I come to the point.
You should go to the point straightly. Why are we wasting the precious time of every people here?
No, you revise the question. Revise your question. What did you ask? Why India is being targeted? You were the one who asked why. Then let me.
I need a reason. I just
You didn't ask give the solution. We come to that
situation I'm asking it, not the
You
reason.
know it has
Known to every Indian citizen.
Then you state the history. Come on.
Come on, it's your answer. I'm asking
Then let me state. No, let me state why we are being targeted. Let me state. So during the 1962 Sino-Indian border war, when Beijing and Islamabad signed the border delimitation agreement in 1963, as a part of this act, Pakistan handed over the Trans-Karakoram Tract, a territory in Kashmir that India claimed to China, turning the dispute into a trilateral one. Further, during the 1965 India-Pakistan war, Pakistan felt betrayed by the lack of US support and chose to strengthen its relations with China. Although China didn't provide any direct military help to its new friend Pakistan during the 1965 war, it did engage in a psychological assault against India. What characterizes this triangle is the geographical proximity of the three nuclear-armed countries, wherein any military standoff or confrontation is perceived as having the risk of the use of nuclear weapons, or the probability of a two-front war for India. The four wars that India and Pakistan have fought since 1947, the Sino-Indian border war of 1962, and the other conflicts between India, Pakistan and India, China at LOC and LAC trace their genesis back to this protracted history. The reasons for conflicts with Pakistan are border dispute, Kashmir problem, water dispute and terror controversy. Despite being initiated the wars and conflicts by Pakistan, all are ended up with the defeat or disaster for Pakistan. The main cause of war with China was a dispute over the sovereignty of the widely separated Aksai Chin and Arunachal Pradesh border regions. Aksai Chin, which India claims to belong to Ladakh and China to be a part of Xinjiang. The new and powerful India will strike down any efforts by the neighboring countries to disturb its peace. Pakistan continues to destabilize India through its terrorist activities, and a stern message has already been given to them that we will hit back. It has been India's culture to maintain good relations with its neighbors and has never attacked any country or set eyes on the foreign territory. But Pakistan and China don't seem to understand things. If there is any attempt by any country to occupy even an inch of our land, we will give a fitting reply to it. Nobody can show eye to India and get away. Thank you.
Will the Prime Minister of India be pleased to state that what will we do to solve when the three countries come face to face?
Respected Speaker, the foreign relations has strengthened since the government has taken charge. We maintain very good relations with countries like US, Israel, France and Bangladesh. They will assist us during the hour of need. India is constantly importing goods, weapons, fighter jets and helicopters. This will be a great help during stress at borders. Our Army, Navy and Air Force undergo rigorous training each year to hit back at enemies at any hour. Thank you.
Sir, whether India has become the largest importer of weapons and military equipment?
There is no official information that India is one of the top importers of military hardware globally, since no country officially reveals the information on their import of defense equipment.
If so, the details of the weapons and military equipment imported during the last 3 years along with the total expenditure thereof.
During the last 3 financial years and the current financial year, out of 185 contracts, 70 contracts have been signed with the foreign vendors, including those from Russia, USA, Israel, France and United Kingdom, for capital procurement of defense equipment for armed forces. The major defense equipment imported includes radars, rockets, guns, rifles, aircrafts, helicopters, missiles and ammunition. Thank you.
To the respected and honorable speaker, will the Minister of Health and Family Welfare be pleased to state whether the increase in the export of COVID vaccines to Omicron affected countries is proposed to be met from the unused stock of vaccines with private hospitals?
Whether the government is planning to ramp up the production to vaccines in the country to meet the export demands. Whether the increase in exports is likely to impact the domestic supply in the country, and if so, the details thereof.
I invite the Honorable Minister for Health to speak.
Respected Speaker, the answers to your questions are: export of COVID-19 vaccines to other countries, including for Omicron-affected countries, takes into account and prioritizes domestic production and requirements of national COVID-19 vaccination program. Indian companies have also significantly enhanced the vaccine production capacity and are in a position to meet domestic requirements of COVID-19 vaccines, as also contribute the surplus production to global COVID-19 vaccination requirements.
Sir, it's not at all practical.
States like Kerala and Maharashtra have been severely affected. Instead of helping them, we are exporting it for money. We are exporting vaccines to other countries instead of using it for our own India. Why so?
Even though India is the second largest country according to population in the world, and yet 95% of Indians are vaccinated. All the state governments and hospitals are stocked with vaccines and have been requested to provide them to all eligible citizens.
But why, sir, the TPR rating in Maharashtra and Kerala are just high now? Why you can't give any answer to that?
Our country is in economic crisis right now. Due to COVID, many opportunities of the citizens are being cut. So we have to do something to fix our economic system. We can't just let it degrade. For that, we will send a message to other countries. According to our survey, 95% of our citizens have already been vaccinated. That is why we are doing this way.
That's the first dose of vaccine. I'm asking about the second dose.
While most citizens have been given the first dose of vaccine, they are yet to receive the second dose of vaccine. We have stopped all vaccines and we are giving the surplus to other countries for profit in this economic crisis.
The people of the country should lose their life for that.
All our country is stopped. We have vaccines for most of the citizens here, which is why we are giving the surplus vaccines we are giving to other countries for the profit so we can help our people.
Respected ministers of the opposition party, return to your seats at once or I will be forced to adjourn the House.
Respected and honorable speaker, will the Minister of Education be pleased to state whether the government intends to counter the crisis related to shortage of university seats across the central universities? If so, the details thereof.
The Minister for Education.
Respected sir, the number of seats for each course in universities is determined on the basis of availability of physical infrastructure, faculty positions, financial resources, etc. After implementation of Central Educational Institutions CEI Reservation and Admission Act 2006, from the year 2008, there has been substantial increase in the intake of total number of students in the central universities and colleges affiliated to University of Delhi, Banaras Hindu University and University of Allahabad. Further, on implementation of 10% reservation of economically weaker sections, the intake capacity in all central educational institutions has increased to an extent of 25% in phased manner. In the year 2019-20 and 2020-21, one new central university has been established at Motihari, Bihar in 2016 and two central universities in Andhra Pradesh in 2019. Also, 3 central Sanskrit Sanstans have been given status of central universities in the year 2020.
Sir, whether the government's expenditure on research and development is approximately 0.6% of the gross domestic product. If so, the details thereof and the steps taken or proposals to be taken by the government to increase the funds to support the research in central universities.
So, as per Economic Survey 2020 to 2021, India's gross expenditure on research and development is 0.65% of gross domestic product GDP. The University Grants Commission (UGC) initiated the non-net fellowship scheme in central universities in 2007 to provide non-net fellowships to all eligible candidates for pursuing MPhil or PhD and who are not recipients of any other fellowships from any other sources. Total number of non-net fellowships given in the last 5 years, including this year, is 77,598. In addition to this, 2,13,843 number of beneficiaries have been given fellowship under various research schemes of UGC and other ministers for the period from 2016 to 17 to 2020 to 2021.
Sir, in India, according to a survey, it's noted that children lack practical knowledge. And so what about the co-curricular activities? Can you give an explanation for that?
Yeah. These days, in all schools, co-curricular activities are being
commission was invented, and now see everyone is increasing their work efficiency. And also, the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, after Modi can see overall improvements we have in our country. After this, it helping the youth. It was there since 2012 to 2020 it was there. And all the people who have been there have been given an allowance of 2000 for participating in it. Right now it's not there due to the COVID situation, and this has really helped us for improving the working efficiency and for the professional courses.
To the respected and honorable speaker, will the Minister of Railways be pleased to state the present status of bullet train high-speed rail projects and the details of routes that have already been identified by the railways for bullet train projects?
I invite the respected Minister of Railways to speak. Respected Speaker, at present, Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail project is the only sanctioned project of high-speed rail in the country which is under execution with the financial and technical assistance from Government of Japan. A special purpose vehicle, namely National High-Speed Rail Corporation Limited, has been formed to implement the project. The current status of Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail project is as under. Final location survey and geotechnical investigation has been completed. Alignment has been finalized. Statutory clearances relating to wildlife, coastal regulation zone and forest clearance have been obtained. Joint measurement survey for 295 villages out of 297 has been completed. Out of total land requirement of approximately 1,396 hectares, about 1,089 hectares land has been acquired. Land of 285 hectares are acquired. 1,420 out of 1,651 utilities have been shifted. Out of total 352 km in Gujarat, civil works in 342 km length has started in different phases from December 2020. Further, Ministry of Railways has assigned the work with preparation of survey detailed project report for the following given XSR corridors to National High Speed Rail Corporation Limited. Delhi Varanasi 865 km, Delhi Ahmedabad 886 km, Mumbai Nagpur 753 km, Varanasi Patna Howrah 760 km. The decision on sanctioning any XSR project depends on the outcome of DPR, techno-economical feasibility, availability of resources and financing options.
Sir, may I please know by which time this project will be successfully completed?
Within 3 years, it will be completed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Respected and honorable Speaker, will the Minister of Finance be pleased to state whether the goods and service tax on mobile phones is very high, whether the government proposes to reduce applicable GST rate in adherence to the vision of Digital India, and if so, the time which is likely to be done, and if so, the details therefore.
The Minister of Finance.
Respected and honorable Speaker, to answer your questions, goods and service tax rates are prescribed on the basis of the recommendations of the GST Council. As recommended by the Council, the GST rate on mobile phones is 18%. The Council has not made any further recommendations relating to the GST rate on mobile phones. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and the Minister of Finance.
To the respected and honorable speaker, will the Minister of Women and Child Development be pleased to state whether the National Commission for Women has forwarded any proposal to the government for starting a special call center for redressal of the grievances of women? If so, the salient features of the above proposal.
The Minister for the Women and Child Affairs.
Respectable Speaker, there is no proposal received from National Commission for Women for starting a special call center for redressal of grievances of women. The Commission has not moved any proposal to government for starting a special call center. However, the National Commission for Women has launched dedicated 24/7 helpline number 782 170 in the Commission on the 27th of July 2021 with a view to address the grievances of women in distress, seeking support and information around the clock. NCW has also engaged clinical psychologists for the counseling of complainants. For management of complaints, a software has been developed through Digital India Corporation. Till the 14th of December 2021, a total number of 37,321 calls have been received through the helpline.
Can you say how efficient is this for a woman?
We are spreading awareness about the helpline number through various social media platforms. As said before, a total number of 37,321 calls have been received till
It has been
14th
a
of
long time
December.
you're saying that we are doing this, we are doing this, we are working on it. When will you say that we worked on it and we have done it?
We have done it. That is what I am saying. We have implemented
What will
helpline
you do for
numbers.
a person? This 24/7 working number you said about it. This won't be working for a person who's not having his mobile phone in an urgent situation. What will you do for it?
STDs have been implemented everywhere and the police officers at all police stations across the country have been informed to help any woman in need and distress.
How will they come to know about it? I'm asking for that.
Sir, we have suggested several measures we can do. We do accept suggestions from the opposite party. I just want to know what all measures will you take for this situation?
Being a minister, you don't have sense to ask that question back to us.
If you start for this measures, you are not here as the opposition party.
We have the suggestion, then we know to rule. We don't want to say it for it to rule.
We all know your role. That is why you are sitting as an opposition party here.
We are here to show you what you guys are doing. We are not here to advise you and make the country run for you. At least if you want our suggestions, leave the seat and give it to the
We all know the country knows your role. That is why you are sitting as an opposition party.
Yeah, the country is not ruling your role. That
You
is
are
why
ruling.
regretting it.
You
We
are
are
ruling.
regretting the decision.
You are ruling.
Order. Be quiet or I will be forced to adjourn the house.
You have requested us to give you the position because you guys think you can do a better job. For the 5 years you were ruling, from 2009 to 2014, there has been a 51% increase in crime rates against women. For the 8 years we have been from 2014 to 20, there has been 13% increase in crime rates against women. Who do you think is better at this position?
Increase is there. Just note that.
Only 2% increase will not matter for that.
Increase was in your time.
Yeah, decrease doesn't matter. Only 2% only, right? Do you make sure that the women are still safe in your ruling party?
The country was pathetic in your situation and this now
What is the situation now? Is it better?
it is better.
How can you say that? Give the proof.
You had 51% of increase. That is more than double our rate. It's more than triple of our rate of increase. If anything, you gave us a drowning country and we brought it to shore.
What is your role in the system?
We know we are the ruling party, but as the opposition party, your only job is not to criticize us. We need your support. As the citizens of India, we need to help the people and we cannot allow
They are ready to help you and they'll stand with you for all your positive feedbacks. But we don't stand with you for all this negative impacts on country.
This is not a negative impact. On the starting of a project does not mean that it should be successful at the beginning. But we need to work towards it. Just being in the opposition party does not mean that you can complain and blame us.
You need to support us and help the people. You also
That is what we are saying. We will support you when we feel that that is right, and that time we will be with you in every crisis. But now when we feel it is not right, we will not support you.
You should really have a plan with this.
As far as you are asking for the proof, you look around in the room. There are more women representatives here. The two persons sitting in your team is not even speaking. You see the power of
Let's see your Prime Minister. He's watching a film over there. He's watching a film over there.
because we the women are here, we are speaking against it.
Excuse me, Prime Minister, the 15th percentage strength of the Lok Sabha, and we have been seeing for the last 1 hour he's being silent.
Order. Due to repeated disruptions, the House will be adjourned for a few minutes. The session will resume now.
Minister, do you have any words about child abuse in our present condition?
Child abuse has always been a problem in this country and we are working towards fixing it. We have implemented many measures to ensure that each and every child of this country is safe. We have abuse helpline numbers. All police stations are again informed of the situations and are required to help any child.
So, I am satisfied with their answer of child abuse. But in the case of women dowry, being a person coming from the state of Kerala, I have seen a lot of women losing their lives because of that, because of not strongly enacting the rule, Women Dowry Act, because it has been taking dowry from a woman has been banned, and now also the same system is continuing in each and every state.
According to 1969 Act, it is banned. Are you able to follow that? Are you able to stop it thoroughly in our country?
It has been increasingly, it has been decreased across the decades.
No, I'm asking, are you able to stop it, not decrease?
In the rural areas, it is tradition to give dowry. We
That is a tradition. Let them give the dowry and let the woman lose their lives.
dowry and we are implementing many measures to ensure that the women people are educated about
the
these
woman
laws.
is saying that it is a tradition to give dowries in rural areas. It is not
It is tradition does not mean it is right, which is why we have banned it. We are spreading awareness in all villages through education. As the education minister has said, all these people are being given awareness about the situation and we are decreasing the amount of dowry given in today's world. If you give it back, if you compare it to the time, like we said, 1969, the rates have
I didn't say the time period. I said about the Act, 1969 Act about the...
Yes, that act has helped a lot of families.
You were ruling before. Could you stop it?
We couldn't stop it. Now you're ruling it. You guys saying yes, and you are saying that you guys are so much, and now
We just
family
came
and you guys stop it.
We just came as a government and we are trying our best.
Trying our best.
You could not stop anyone. You could not stop and you guys are just coming here to criticize us.
Okay, you're comparing everything with us and saying yourself that you're better than us. Then show us. Then show us.
Yes.
Then show us that you can do it. Hello. In our constituency, it's mentioned that we have a right of thought and action. So in most places, dowry has been decreased and people are following. But in the rural areas, it's their freedom, right? We have had a right of freedom. Are they following the Constitution of India? That is why. And we are
supporting them and
We have taken action.
which are releasing them from jails. That is your action.
Who released them?
What about the case of Vismaya from Kerala? And
The court is working on the case. When we say we are trying our best, we are trying our best. Everyone has imperfections. Nobody is perfect. We are striving towards perfection.
You guys are catching a criminal for 2 years and after 2 years you release them and isn't that the case? Will he regret his performance?
what about Soumya's case?
It all depends on the judiciary. It is not our matter to just. It all relies on the
Minister is not at all sure for what about his saying.
it all relies on the judicial powers.
Sorry, sir. You are offering us with blatant criticism without any solutions. If you think we can do better, you need to offer exactly where and how we can do better. If you don't offer solutions, then give us the ministry. We will rule, yeah.
Pointing out each and every mistake is the greatest help we can do to you. It is the greatest help.
Pointing out each and every mistake, not blatantly blaming us for everything we can do.
Opposition
is trying to do us.
You're blaming one job. Everyone has a mistake.
Order. Due to repeated disruptions, the House will be adjourned now.